All right. Evan Peters, this season of American Horror Story, the ratings were through the roof for FX. The critics loved it. Looking back, how do you think this season compares to the previous ones?
I think this season was um, a lot more intense, at least for me, and what Jimmy had to go through. I thought I don't know. I thought I liked the colors more. I liked the time period. It was very different, and all the special abilities people were amazing to work with, and really just made it all very real,
Mhm.
and allowed us to sort of immerse ourselves in this world, which is really cool.
Hey, I've always wondered, do you get personally invested in the characters on Horror Story? I mean, it's just a one season role, so is it hard to get attached to the characters? Like when Jimmy got his happy ending, did that make you happy?
Yeah, I mean, it did make me happy. And there was so much stuff, so many horrific things that he went through. It was nice to see him sort of be able to relax a little bit at the end there,
Hmm.
and sort of put it all to rest. But yeah, no, it's very easy to get invested in it because it's similar to a movie or something. It's not going to continue on, but there's a definite beginning, middle, and end, and yeah, you definitely invest in that. I don't think there's any other way to do it. It's such demanding stuff. There's no way to not invest in it, I don't think.
And on Freakshow, you played Jimmy Darling. I have to imagine this
Yeah.
is one of the more challenging characters, working with the prosthetic hands. What were some of the biggest challenges you had to face?
Well, the prosthetic hands were hard to keep on. At first, they were silicone based, and then but the paint wouldn't stick to them as well, and they were very delicate. And then we moved to foam rubber, and the paint stuck to that a little bit better, but it was still really delicate. So everything that I touched and used on set as a prop or whatever was constantly destroying the hands. So we would have to constantly be reworking the hands. And then, not to mention the actual physical ailment, I contacted Jason Black, who is the Black Scorpion, who actually has ectrodactyly, and he was nice enough to lend me some information on a lot of the different things that come along with it. There's a lot of pain involved and a lot of
Mhm.
interesting things going on with his feet as well, and we didn't get into the feet too much in the show, but I tried to sort of incorporate that into the role, and it's tough. It's so tough being different like that, and being around a lot of the special abilities people sort of opened your eyes to that, and I was just pretending to be one, but it sort of allowed me to really be on their side and sort of against the town, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, but it was definitely difficult, and to make them look real, I guess, to make them be able to seem real, and like I could touch things and could move them around a little bit.
Mhm.
It was tough. Yeah.
At the Emmys this year, we want to remind people that you're being submitted on the ballot for the first time as a lead actor. So I guess
Right.
you're kind of getting a promotion this year, huh?
I guess. Yeah. 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 Ryan called and said they wanted to do that. I said, all right, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
We talked to Ryan Murphy about the decision. He said the decision kind of mirrors, the Jimmy character in that Jimmy grows up to become the lead star of the Freaks and the Freak Show. By the end of the season, he's their leader, much like he said, much like how you have emerged over the four seasons as the true male lead of the series.
Well, thank you. Well, that's nice. There's a lot of good male leads on there, so that's really nice of you to say. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's very cool. It was definitely a lead role. I mean, there were
Yeah.
some insane things that happened to him, and a great arc for Jimmy. So I was very happy to be given that role.
Hmm. And usually Emmy voters don't go for the horror genre, but American Horror Story is different. I mean, Jessica Lange won two Emmys, James Cromwell won, Kathy
Yeah,
Bates, your mama, she won last year.
yeah.
What's it like for you going to that ceremony every year, walking the red carpet?
I think it's awesome. It's just a huge honor to be there, man. I mean, it's really you're right. It's American Horror Story, but it's also this incredible drama written incredibly well with very complex characters, and it's an honor. I think it's really cool, and I'm happy for all of our cast and Ryan and Brad and everybody who gets to be honored there. It's very cool.
Back to Freakshow, you had a lot of scenes with Sarah Paulson this year. How was it? It must have been difficult filming with her because she was actually playing two different characters at the same time.
It was difficult. It was very time consuming. We had to shoot each character that she was playing in each size. And so just think about doubling that, and also it's very technical, and where you're looking and where she is and where the camera is, and it's very difficult. But Sarah did a fantastic job and sort of made them very different, each character, and it wasn't hard. It wasn't. I mean, thinking about playing with the different characters, it wasn't hard at all because she did do such a great job, and you could just look at one and know it was Dot, and look at the other and know it was Bet, and knew what they wanted and loved and cared about and needed, and there was definitely a connection between Jimmy and Dot, and also a love for Bet as well. But definitely a strong connection between Jimmy and Dot, and I was happy to see him get together with her at the end. That was really fun.
You and Sarah are the only two people to appear in all 5 seasons. That's counting the hotel season. So I'm curious, how did you guys manage to be in all 5? Do you have some dirt on Ryan Murphy? Are you blackmailing him?
No. I don't know. I really like the writing on the show, and I love working with all the people on the show. And yes, it's a very difficult show to work on, and yes, you have to do a lot of work and work a lot of hours. But at the end of the day, you get to step back and go, "Wow, we did that. We did that." And I think that wanting to work on the show is something that I think Ryan loves and likes, and sort of it I guess it shows, and then he sees that and then wants us to work, in the following season. I guess if that made any sense.
Yeah. One of the great moments, this is actually a fan question from Misty. She wants to know about the scene where Jimmy finds out Michael Chiklis is his father. What was it like shooting that scene and working with Michael Chiklis overall?
That scene was particularly difficult to film. It was very late, and the subject matter is not easy. Anything with parents to me is very difficult. Not just with the father, but also with mom dying and everything. It was a very difficult season, and so I had to dig deep for that. And Michael was there. Michael was very, very helpful and a very sweet guy, and he was there every take. Just being my dad. Being what I needed in the scene, and we had a good time. We had a good time filming the stuff in the bar, the drunk stuff. So that was kind of fun. We were joking around a lot during that, and then you get into the alley and things get serious. But he's such a sweet, nice guy that it's not like you're intimidated by him or anything. He's just very welcoming and nice. So it was great. It was really nice.
I've always wondered, as an actor, is it hard to play drunk, or is it easy? Like, how do you do that? Because you did it really well.
Oh, thank you. That's good. I'm glad. I wasn't sure. It was interesting. It was back in the day, I might have started drinking to do it, but I've since grown up and realized that you can't do that. You have to be professional, and you have to do take after take, and it's just impossible to really get drunk. So you sort of have to. I did different tricks, spun on my head a little bit, and sort of. I don't know if you sort of kind of get hazy, and just kind of you have to sense memory, like remember what it was like, when you were drunk and how it feels physically and where you're at mentally, and I know I can get pretty emotional when I'm drunk, so I didn't find that unbelievable that Jimmy would let everything out in that moment because he is drunk. So I think it's just getting into it, and again having a great actor to work with who makes you feel comfortable and not like you're making a total ass of yourself, I guess. so that was nice.
I think the breakout character this year was Twisty the Clown, and you had a couple scenes with Twisty. Was he frightening in real life? The makeup was incredible.
Yes, Twisty was a fantastic character and super scary and just weird. John Carroll Lynch played him so awesome. It was crazy. I mean, it was really. I was sad to see him go. Honestly, I wanted him to sort of
Yeah,
terrorize throughout the whole season.
he died too soon, I think.
Yeah, I thought so too.
The best thing for me about American Horror Story is the revolving door aspect. You know, some actors come in just for a season, others are on for a while. Is there maybe one actor or actress that was just on for a season or a few episodes that you would really want to come back and work with again?
Hmm.
I'm holding out for James
Um,
Cromwell. I thought he was great. I want him to come back.
yeah, James Cromwell. This is kind of out there, but Riley Schmidt, who played, he was Rubber Man, and when I didn't officially know that I was Rubber Man.
Mm.
Um, he was very, I mean, it was very subtle and very, menacing, and he was covered in black rubber. But I would love to see Riley come back and do something pretty sweet and like weird and cool. I think he could
Mm.
definitely do it. Yeah.
That was really the only time you were a villain, right? Because the other seasons you're a heroic character. Do you want to play a villain
Yeah.
again?
I'd love to. I mean, whatever they give me, I'll play. I really don't mind. I think that it's just so fun to work on the show. So I would definitely in a heartbeat, but we'll
Hmm.
see.
Gold Derby's Tom O'Neill. He wants to know which installment scared you the most.
Which installment scared me the most?
Hmm.
Um, I guess looking back, I mean, season two was some pretty dark stuff. I mean, an insane asylum in the '60s is very scary, and coupled with the alien abduction and all sorts of stuff, just being trapped like that. I wish we could go back and revisit that one. That was a pretty intense one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about Jessica Lange departing. It's kind of like George Clooney leaving ER. This is a big change going forward. What's it like? You know, You haven't started filming, right? So what's it like? You know, just the thought of not having Jessica there.
It's strange, definitely. She was a huge part of the show, and it's we're taking off on this journey without our captain, and it's
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be able to get there. I think we will. I have confidence in us, but she's definitely going to be missed. I mean, she just brings so much to the table and such a reality to everything that I don't know. She'll definitely be missed.
And where do we stand on the hotel season? Ryan Murphy, he tweeted this tweet that you will be waiting in room 64 or something like that. That might imply you're a hotel guest, but can you tease us anything about hotel?
Um, I don't know much, but I know that hotels are terrifying, and I'm actually very scared to start working on this one. I, I'm very scared. The Shining scared the crap out of me. I don't know if it'll be anything like The Shining, but anything in a hotel is terrifying. Just the energies, the different energies in the rooms, and I have a feeling that the sets are going to be gorgeous this year because they always do a gorgeous job. So I'm excited to see that.
And your next project, is that going to be the X-Men Apocalypse movie where you play Quicksilver?
Yes, yeah, I'm actually in Montreal working on that right now. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a lot of fun, and everybody's very nice and cool. So I'm excited to be here. I'm happy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. What are your final thoughts on Freakshow? Because I thought it was one of the best you guys have done. But I mean,
Thank
looking
you.
back, what do you have a favorite moment or a favorite scene just for Jimmy?
I, I wrote a list of all the horrific things that happened to Jimmy, and I thought I'd read them off real quick.
Yeah.
Um, so I kill a cop discriminating our kind. We chop up the body. Meep dies. It's my fault. I'm racked with guilt. I almost killed Desiree with my claw action. Elsa, my second mother, is a liar and a traitor. I confront my father to admit he's my father. He does. My mom dies. I become an alcoholic in turn. I lose the girl of my dreams to booze. Finally, I'm put in jail for the murder of the cop in the first act. My hands are cut off and sold for a lawyer. Stanley lied. There is no lawyer. Dad breaks me out of jail. I'm in hiding, no pain pills, no hands, a fugitive. And then I find out the girl of my dreams is also a liar and a traitor. And then I find out the dad who I've grown close to is now killed by my friends for killing Ma Petite and me. And then finally, I go back to camp and find out everyone has been murdered except for 2 people.
All within 13 hours.
All that in 13 hours, which is kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that it was an incredibly challenging season, but an incredibly rewarding season that we actually got all that on film.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of good moments in there. But again, the end, always going up, very happy, and we ended on a good note, so that was good.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Evan. We wish you best of luck at the Emmy Awards coming up, and
Thank
with
you.
X-Men and everything that's going on with your career.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.